Unit 7, Tommy's Pet Water Buffalo. This is Tommy's pet water buffalo, Nancy. He bought Nancy at a livestock market 10 years ago when she was a cute little calf. Tommy was unaware that cute little calf would one day grow into a massive adult. He just assumed that she would always be small. When he first brought Nancy home, he kept her in the yard, but she didn't like sleeping outside all alone. She would bawl all night long, as any normal weaned calf would do when separated from its mother. But after several sleepless nights, Tommy finally gave in and let her sleep in the porch on an old blanket. It turned out to be a big mistake. Nancy was content sleeping in the porch at first, but soon began to push the limit as to how far into the house she could get. She would wait until Tommy was asleep and then try to quietly move further into the house, dragging her old blanket between her teeth. This went on for some time without Tommy knowing. Nancy was very clever and always woke up before Tom and moved back to the porch. It may have continued on forever, but Nancy got too greedy. One dark and stormy night, she decided to sleep on the couch. It was so comfortable that she slept like she had never slept before. But she slept too well and didn't wake up. The next morning, Tom awoke to the sound of what he thought was someone cutting down a tree with a chainsaw. He climbed out of bed and walked to the living room where the sound seemed to be coming from. His jaw almost hit the floor when he saw Nancy with all fours in the air, her head hanging off the edge of the couch and drool dripping from her open mouth. She was snoring so loudly that she could have woken the dead. Tommy grabbed the fly swatter and smacked her on the butt. Poor Nancy was so startled that she almost had a stroke. Frantically, she started to run for the door, but she was still dozy and didn't realize that she was still on her back. Her legs moved wildly through the air, but Nancy went nowhere. Eventually, she stopped, looked around, and then rolled over to stand upright. After Tommy scolded her about sleeping on the couch, she dropped her head and moped back to the porch. That was the last time she ever slept anywhere but the porch, because Tommy bought a bell and tied it around her neck. If she ever tried to sneak in again, Tommy would hear.